What is good, peasants? My name is JB, and welcome to JB Does Sports, and welcome to episode 1 of my Carolina Panthers franchise. So for those of you who don't know, and I'm assuming that's most of you, if you missed my draft coverage from last year, which I will do more of down the line, I'll do all sorts of sports content here, but the first thing we're doing is Carolina Panthers franchise, and I am a fan of this team, for better or for worse. So I thought now would be a pretty darn good time to go ahead and hop on into this sort of series. I waited till after the trade deadline to make sure we didn't ruin our team by trading these top two guys you see here. So yeah, that's what we're waiting for. We're in an interesting scenario with this team though, because we have a few pieces that are really good, but we still need a lot of work. Like, obviously this team is not in a great place in real life, but in Madden there are some really good players on the team, so it's gonna be a tough balance. So I've decided to mix a little bit of realism with a little bit of surrealism and just doing whatever the hell I want, because at a certain point it just becomes my series and I can do whatever I want. You know, it's my series, I can do whatever I want anyway. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just completely blow this up and make it super unrealistic, but I also don't want to, you know, take things too far from reality, you know? So what I've decided to do is I'm gonna sim basically up until the Falcons game that just happened in real life, where DJ Moore strategically took off his helmet to tank our draft pick. That's what we're going with. That's a narrative. That's what we're sticking to. So we're gonna sim to that Falcons game and just take over from there. I like to make a couple trades in this episode, but primarily this first episode is going to be going over the roster, letting you guys get introduced to the draft class, and maybe making a couple smaller-ish trades and just having a little bit of fun, just laying the groundwork for what should be a really good time. So let's go ahead and hop on in, shall we? So obviously Matt Rule wasn't cutting it, so we had to dig into the trenches and go find a guy who can really get the job done. Meet Coach Mike Ikerson, and also shout out to you if you get that reference. But yeah, that's gonna be our coach, Mr. Mike Ikerson. I'll show you guys the league settings and all that sort of fun stuff before next episode, but for now we're just gonna hop on in and have a little bit of fun. Let's quickly go over the roster from top to bottom, talk about some players we'll need to look to replace, some people who are safe, that sort of stuff. Also, we're gonna need, actually, first off, let's take a look at the injury report, because I may or may not have already recorded part of this series and a couple of games and forgotten to take a certain strong safety off the injured reserve, and well, he was just out for the whole year, so I need to remember to take Mr. Jeremy Chin off the IR. First player we're gonna be looking at is, of course, you know, gonna be our strong safety of the future, one of the better players on our team, a guy we could look to move into linebacker, 24 years old, star dev. 82 overall, just an absolute monster. 93 speed, 92 excel, pretty good zone coverage, decent hit power, decent tackling. He's just a beast. We could move into linebacker, probably not though. He's just hopefully gonna stick at safety. You never know though. Maybe we get a really good safety in the draft, or maybe we just really suck at linebacker for a long time. But yeah, Jeremy Chin's a beast, and want to go ahead and start off by highlighting him. Now let's just go ahead and look at the lineup this way, because it's much easier to do it from here. I gotta turn tutorials off, but I always forget. All right, so starting off at quarterback, we have Baker Mayfield. Now, I do think Baker got the short end of the stick a little bit. His last year in Cleveland was really weird. A couple years before that were also weird before Freddie Kitchens got hired. Is it Freddie Kitchens? Whoever the coach is, whoever the good coach was. Yeah, it's Freddie Kitchens, right? My brain doesn't work, dude. Listen, I'm recording this way too early. Either way, once he got to Carolina, he also had to deal with the horrible play calling of Matt Rule. So yeah, I do think he got the short end of the stick a little bit, but you do have to put some blame on him as well. He hasn't exactly been good when he has been out there. So in terms of real life, I think he's obviously not the guy, and that's a little bit unfortunate for him. I do think at some point he will, you know, land a starting job in the league somewhere, because I think he's just too good not to be a starter for someone. Like, he's not that bad. He just needs to find a good situation. Maybe that takes a couple years of being a backup somewhere, but yeah, in game though, he could definitely be our guy going forward. 27 years old, still has star dev, so he's still pretty young, has a good development trait, so we could look to make him the guy. But that's not fun, is it? I don't know. It'll just depend on the draft class more than anything. I don't think he's the long-term answer in game either, but he's still pretty decent. Good speed, good throw power, decent accuracy. Like, he's not bad at all in game, but yeah, it is what it is. Don't think he's the guy, but you never really know. Back up, we have PJ Walker. We also have Sam Darnold and Matt Corral on the roster, who are both injured currently. But PJ Walker, he's been all right. Like, he's the guy who you don't want to have to be your starter, but he's had to play a lot for us. Decent throw power, okay accuracy, but he's a pretty good athlete. XFL legend, obviously, but yeah, he's okay. He's all right. Back over to running back, rather. No more Christian McCaffrey, and the guy who used to be our backup, now our starter, Chuba Hubbard. 23 years old, normal dev, second-year player out of Oklahoma State, where he was such a monster, by the way, in college. 76 break tackle, 90 speed, 91 excel, good agility. Like, he's really just an elusive back. He doesn't have, like, the traits to necessarily be a power back. Not really his style. He's more of the lightning to the thunder, if you will. And he's not the best pass catcher either, but he's serviceable in that regard. So, decent player altogether. See how he develops. Backup running back, we have Deontay Foreman, who's actually played over Chuba Hubbard in real life, but he's just a pure power back. He is a thunder of the duo, if you will. 78 break tackle, 88 speed, 86 excel. So not the best athlete, but does have pretty good trucking and just overall pretty damn strong, pretty good power back. 80 strength is decent. Like, he's all right. He's a good goal line back, nothing more. In terms of receiver, we have DJ Moore. Super underrated, super underappreciated, very good player, 25 years old, superstar development. He was dangled in some trade rumors, but he made it safely through, and I can tell you right now, unless something crazy happens, I don't see him going anywhere in this series either. He's a freaking monster. 93 speed, 93 excel, 87 catching, 88 catch in traffic, 88 spec catch, decent route running all around, good release, good agility, good jumping. He's a freak. And listen, dude, we need one good player, right? It's not that big of a deal, right? It's not cheating if I have one good player, right? I don't know. Now, DJ Moore is really freaking good. Happy to have him on the team. Wide receiver 2, we have Laviska Shenault, who we got from the Jags. Seem to be taking all of their 2020 draft class. But Laviska, he's okay. Like, he's been decent, but nothing too special. He's that kind of guy you want to get the ball in space, kind of guy you want to, get him going with a head of steam, let him make plays in the open field. Good, juke move, spin move, good change of direction, that type of thing. But the problem is he's not the best athlete. Only 88 speed, 90 excel, which in Madden isn't great. Only 78 catching as well. Could be an interesting play to move him to running back, but he's really just sort of that gadget type of obviously he's got the playmaker archetype. That's kind of just what he is. He's just a playmaker. Get him the ball in space, let him go to work. He's all right though. Pretty bad route running, pretty underwhelming catching. Like, he's okay. If he can develop, then cool, but not something I'm super banking on. Wide receiver 3, we have Rashard Higgins. He's okay, but the only other guy I really want to talk about is Terrace Marshall. He's shown flashes of being decent, but he's honestly kind of looking like a bust so far. But he hasn't been horrible, and in game I think there's a lot to work with here. Only 22 years old still, 6'3", 200 pounds. And he offers us something we don't really have anywhere else on the roster, that being a go up and get it jump ball type receiver. 91 speed, 89 excel, good catching, good spec catch. Needs some work on some route running and some release, but you know what? He's huge, 6'3". We can really use a guy like that in the red zone. So could be a guy we look to develop a little bit. And then moving on to our offensive line, we have our first round pick from this past draft, Ikem Ekwonu out of NC State. 21-year-old hidden dev rookie. Spoiler alert. It's really good, but he's really good at some things and not so good at some others. He's been hit or miss in real life. He really needs to work on the pass blocking, that particularly in game. 72 pass block finesse is pretty bad. 76 just pass block overall, pretty not good, but he's a really good run blocker. Really athletic player as well, and has the flexibility to move into guard should we ever need him to. But he could be our left tackle of the future. He's a very good player, really good young guy, and he's not going anywhere. Just what position is he? Not quite sure yet, but he's definitely a good piece to have. Left guard, we have Brady Christensen, who's been okay at best. 25 years old already, already 25 years old, only in his second year, so a little bit of an older rookie, but he's all right. 88 strength, just good, well-rounded stats, but nothing spectacular. Could be a guy we'd look to upgrade. So yep, there's that. Bradley Bozeman, he's been okay. Again, just decent, nothing spectacular, but not awful. Good strength. Again, just damn well-rounded, but not great at any one thing. Pretty good lead block though. That's one thing you'd say is pretty good lead block. All right, Bradley Bozeman. Austin Corbett though has actually been quite good. 26 years old, star dev, 79 overall. Definitely a guy we can look to keep and just let him continue to develop at right guard. Pretty good all around. Good strength. All of his blocking stats aside from run block power in the 80s, like, yeah, he's actually quite good in game and has been pretty decent in real life. And then over at right tackle, we have one of the best in the league, Taylor Moton. Seems a little bit underrated at an 83, but is what it is. He's been really good, getting a little bit up there nowadays at 28 years old, but tackles regress slower in Madden. And for those of you who don't know, the age of regression where a player will no longer continue to get better is 28. So it's a little bit less of a big deal at offensive line, but could be something we have to address if this series goes for 5-6 seasons. Who knows? But yeah, Taylor Moton's still a very good player. He's a great all-around tackle. Very, very happy to have him, and has been the rock of our offensive line for many a year. Tight end, we have Ian Thomas, who plays a lot despite being mediocre. 83 speed, 90 excel. Like, he's okay, decent catching. Like, he's all right. The guy we're going to look to focus and build on, as I'm sure you guys can guess, is going to be Tommy Trimble, who is only 22 years old, does have star dev out of Notre Dame. He's all right. Pretty darn good, actually. 84 speed, 77 catching. Needs to work on some route running. Not the best blocker as well, but pretty good player. And, star dev, pretty young. Going to look to start him and continue to develop him. He's only one overall lower than Ian Thomas, so there's literally no reason not to start Tommy Trimble. So we're going to be doing that. And then moving over to the defense, well, would you look at this? Brian Burns didn't get traded, and that makes me the happiest man in the world. Look, he's still very young. Obviously, getting the draft capital for him would have been nice. There were rumors out there that the Rams allegedly offered 2 first-round picks. Could have been worth it, but it would have been 2024, 2025, so 2 years from now. For a player that you're going to have to look to replace, who's incredibly young and incredibly good still, and he'll just be 26 in 2 years. I'd rather just pay him, personally. I'd rather just pay him. Yeah, the 2 picks could have been worth it. Maybe the Rams will be bad in 2025. Maybe. Probably, but I don't know. I'd rather just keep Brian Burns, because these type of players don't come around often. You can look at the sack numbers and be like, oh, he hasn't been that good. It's the pressures. It's the other things. It's just the whole package. Brian Burns is just a freak athletically. 6'5", 250. Again, only 24 years old. Does have superstar dev in game. And then you look at these ratings. I mean, obviously, it's a game versus real life, but why would you trade this guy? He's a freak. He's an absolute freak. Just needs, a little bit of a better supporting cast, and I think he'll just be an absolute monster. Maybe some better coaching as well would help. But yeah, in game though, 89 speed, 92 excel, 87 finesse moves, 83 tackle, really good play rack, really good agility, awareness. Strength is a little bit low, but you're this fast, this athletic, you don't really need strength. Good hit power as well, really good pursuit. Brian Burns isn't going anywhere. I can tell you that for 100% certainty. I will pay him whatever he wants. Good block shed, good power moves as well. Like, obviously those things need to be worked on, but yeah, this guy's an absolute freak. He's the face of our defense. He's not going anywhere. Speaking of the rest of our defense though, defensive tackle 1, we have Derek Brown, who's starting to come into his own. Really good run stuffer. Got a little bit of pass rush upside in there, but yeah, he's very good, still pretty young as well. You look at his ratings: 94 strength, 82 block shed, 79 power moves, 86 tackle. Like, he's a freak. He's just huge, big, strong lad. And yeah, maybe you'd like to develop in one way or the other in terms of being like a pure pass rusher or a pure run stuffer type, nose tackle type of guy, but you need someone next to him to fill that other role, and Matt Ioannidis hasn't exactly been that guy. He's a good veteran presence to have, don't get me wrong. 28 years old in game though, he's getting a little bit up there. Only a 75 overall, does have star dev, which is nice, but yeah, 28, only a 75 overall, probably not the guy going for, but really strong, good block shed, decent power moves. Like, he's still good, but gonna need to look to get a little bit of help on the interior at some point. And then moving over to our other defensive end, we have Yetur Gross-Matos, who's that type of player you keep waiting to take that next step and, just truly develop into something. And he hasn't quite gotten there yet. He's been decent. He's been hurt a lot, but yeah. In game though, 24, still has star dev, 6'5", 260. He's kind of a freak. I mean, obviously, everyone who plays in the NFL is a freak. I don't know why I keep bringing that up, but whatever. Deal with it. It's good power moves. Block shedding could use a little bit of work. Finesse moves definitely could use a little bit of work, but 84 speed, 87 excel. Really good athlete. Good tackling. Like, maybe he's more of a run stuffer. Doesn't really offer a ton in terms of pass rush, but he's pretty good. So I don't know. He's still young, has a good development trait. We'll see what we can do with him. Then we'll talk about let's talk about defensive backs next. We already talked about JC Horn a little bit. We have Justin Burris starting at strong safety, 67 overall. Not a whole lot to talk about there. He's just a stopgap until Jeremy Chin comes back. And then at free safety, we have Xavier Woods, who's basically a strong safety, just playing free safety. These guys are pretty interchangeable. But yeah, he's okay. He's okay. 27 normal dev. 89 speed is pretty good. 91 excel, only 73 zone coverage, but does have 87 hit power, which is quite a lot. That's some big hit power. He does have the big hitter trait as well, so maybe look to, you know, land some big hit sticks with him at some point. That could be pretty cool. But Xavier Woods, he's all right. Pretty decent starter, but I don't know if he's a long-term answer. And then maybe our deepest position group being our corners, where we start off with Dante Jackson, 81 overall, star dev, only 26 years old, just signed an extension in real life. So yeah, he's a very good athlete, 95 speed, excel, and agility. 80 man, only 76 zone, does need to work on some tackling and maybe some press, but is he a true CB1? I don't know, maybe. The guy we do hope is going to be our true CB1 though. That would be our number, what was it, 8 overall pick 2 years ago, JC Horn, who missed most of his rookie year, but has come back and played very well this season. Looking very good. 92 speed, 93 excel, 88 agility, 76 man, 82 press is phenomenal. Does need to, you know, work on tackling, but for a corner, 54 isn't the worst. Yeah, he is hopefully going to be our CB1 of the future. Now you look at this and be like, oh well, you have 3 star dev corners, like what's the point of, you know, even looking to upgrade this position? Well, Dante Jackson's already 26. He's only an 81 overall. What's the highest he gets up to in 2 years? Like maybe an 85, maybe an 86 if he gets a breakout challenge, which that changes things obviously. But we're definitely still in the market for like a true alpha elite corner. Maybe JC Horn turns into that guy. Hopefully he does, but remains to be seen. And then at our third corner slash probably going to be playing the slot for us in game, we have CJ Henderson, again, who we got from the Jags, picking most of their 2020 draft class again. We have 73 man, 71 zone, 69 slot. I don't know why I read those out, but yeah, 73 overall, 23 years old, start of 93 speed, 92 excel, 89 agility, decent in coverage, pretty decent press. So probably going to look to develop him as a slot corner. He's a little bit big for the position, but I mean, 6'1", he could probably, you know, make it work. But a good player, and you know, maybe he'll develop into something. Who knows? Let's talk about linebackers. This is a position we've been looking to figure out 4 years since Luke Kuechly retired. Shaq Thompson's been decent. We'll get to him in a little bit, but starting off with Frankie Luvu. Frankie Luvu's actually played pretty darn well in real life. He's this weird sort of hybrid like pass rusher type who plays more edge than anything, but is playing outside linebacker in a 4-3 in game where he is asked to play off ball, and that's not really his game. Yeah, really more of an edge rusher than anything, but yeah, he's just in game not a good athlete. 78 speed, 80 excel, that's just not going to cut it in game, point blank period. He's just not a good athlete. Does have good hit power, good finesse moves, good strength, good awareness, good pretty much everything else. He's just slow. He's just really slow. But yeah, not a bad player at all, but I don't know, is he someone we can, you know, look to be a, you know, true starter? I'm not really sure. At middle linebacker, we have Damian Wilson, 29 years old, only a 75 overall with normal dev. Definitely, again, a position slash player we're gonna have to look to upgrade. And again, just not the best athlete, only 80 speed, 82 excel. Does have decent zone coverage, decent hit power. Block shed is a little bit bad, but yeah, he's just pretty mediocre guy. And then obviously we have Shaq Thompson, who has been pretty damn good for us and did not get traded despite being in numerous rumors. He is 28 years old, so he is at that age of regression. He does have star dev, and yeah, he's a really good athlete though. Best athlete of the bunch by far. 84 speed, 85 excel, good tackle, good zone coverage. He's a former safety in college, converted to linebacker. Yeah, he's a very good player. Problem with Shaq Thompson is if you head over to this contract, yeah, I don't want to pay that. So despite not getting traded in real life, we might be looking to trade Shaq Thompson. He's the one guy I'm heavily, wink, wink, I'm going to consider trading Shaq Thompson. So yeah, he's the one guy who I'm probably gonna look to move on from. Maybe we'll, you know, see what's out there for a couple other players, but yeah, no, I'm not trying to pay that for a guy who's only gonna regress. And then we also want to take a quick little look at Brandon Smith, the rookie out of Penn State. Hasn't really gotten too much playing time, but has been decent when he has. He's okay, but he is a very good athlete. 88 speed, 91 excel. There's definitely a lot to work with here in terms of a Madden player for sure. So yeah, pretty good speed, pretty good Excel, decent in zone coverage, decent in block shed. So we definitely have a moldable piece of clay here if we want to, look to make him a feature guy. Like, he's obviously would be in line to start if we were to trade Shaq Thompson. So yeah, there's a look at the roster though. And with all of that being said, I am going to, like I mentioned, sim over all the way to week 8 against the Falcons. I'm gonna, force win to get our records that way. And the reason I'm doing that is basically it gets us to the offseason faster. I could just sit here and play all of the games, and that would be fun. But I mean, like I said, I'm trying to make some realism with some, more fun sort of elements, because look, the offseason is the most fun part of these series, and getting there faster just makes sense to me. So that's why we're just going to go ahead and skip to where we are in real life. So I'm going to go ahead, do all of that sort of stuff, take care of all the scouting stuff, and I'll see you guys probably for week 8, where we can look at the mock drafts, get you guys a good look at the draft class as well. And yeah, that's what we're going to do for the rest of the episode. I'll go take care of that. I'll see you in like 1 second for you guys, but 45 minutes for me. It's going to be great. All right, we have made it here to week 8 finally, after a long time simming and maybe having to do it again because I once again forgot to take a certain strong safety off the energy reserved. Anyway, we're here now. Finally. I'm actually pretty upset about it because we had a super sick draft class the first time. This one seems okay so far. But yeah, with that out of the way though, we finally made it here. Let's go ahead and we'll I'm gonna take care of this national focus scouting real quick, and to no one's surprise, it's gonna be quarterback. There you go. All right. But yeah, there's that. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at the mock draft. I think that's probably the best way to do this. I'll go ahead and obviously do a more in-depth look at the class. Maybe next episode. Maybe yeah, probably next episode, because that's gonna take some time, and I don't want to really do that right now. But the number 1 overall pick right now is Clifton Whittington. Allegedly from Michigan State. Sounds more like he's from, I don't know, somewhere in England, but I don't know. Maybe he's good. B deep, A to C medium, A short, C under pressure. He's 6'3", 225, already 23 years old. Has the tight spiral trait, which is good. Has a lightning quick release as well, which is nice. Plays well. Yeah, he has the good pocket presence one. Does well to avoid sacks by throwing the ball away. Ideal sense of pressure. Stands tall in the pocket, always aware. Yeah, he seems to have all of the best traits. So maybe this guy is actually insane. Only has solid good throw power and marginal to decent speed though. So he's not a good athlete and doesn't have a great arm, but he also doesn't seem to be incredibly accurate. So maybe if medium accuracy isn't A, maybe there is something to this guy. He also has a really weird name. And is Clifton Whittington, is that a name you picture a franchise quarterback? I don't know, man. I don't know if I could draft him just on name alone. maybe we change it to Cliff White or something, or Cliff Williams, or I don't know. Maybe we change it if we end up drafting, because that's a mouthful. I'm not trying to say all that, but yeah, he looks okay at best. We're only gonna really take a look at the top 5 prospects, but Shaden Baldwin, left tackle out of Notre Dame, tackle one of the better offensive line universities in recent years. You gotta think of Quentin Nelson. Yeah, Quentin Nelson. There are other good Notre Dame offensive linemen, but yeah. A awareness, B impact, C to F pass block. Okay. B run block. I mean, all right. Only good to great strength. Great to elite change of direction though. I don't like that good to great strength. I mean, it's okay. Great. I mean, the higher end of that's fine, but yeah, only B lead block. C pass block finesse. And for a power archetype, he only has B run block power at the most. He could have A run block power. All right, that's a run block class. You guys can read. You guys know where I mess it up. Yeah, he looks, I don't know, man. Doesn't look like a top 5 pick to me. Maybe I'm wrong. The Panthers are slated to select Pat Stoutmeyer at 3rd overall. Speed rusher out of Virginia, 6'3", 250. They also have A finesse moves. All right, I like that. Look at that. Only D block shed though. Are we just drafting Brian Burns 2.0 here? Only good, solid to good speed. Does have great to elite change of direction, but doesn't look to be an amazing athlete either. All right, is there just a draft class of bad athletes? This is what I'm looking at? Just a whole draft full of, mid? It looks like it to me, honestly. yeah, B awareness, B play rec, C power moves. I don't know, man. Doesn't look all that good to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Sterling Hines, defensive end out of Auburn, slated to go number 4 overall. Could be an interior guy. Does have B power moves, A tackle, only D finesse moves. He is a power rusher archetype though. Only solid good strength. Yeah, this doesn't look good to me. This top 5 is very weak if you ask me. And then Dwayne McAllister rounds it out, an outside linebacker out of Texas A&M. Definitely more of a pass rusher, it would appear. Does have the power rusher archetype. A to C block shed, B to D pursuit, A to C tackle, C to F zone coverage. Marginal to decent speed. Okay, buddy. And for outside linebacker, that might be better at defensive end, so it'd be like decent to solid or solid to good at defensive end, maybe. Let's have B power moves. Only B power moves for a power rusher archetype. That's a little bit unfortunate. So yeah, not the best not the best top 5 prospects if you ask me. Maybe a bit of a weaker draft class, unfortunately, from the looks of it so far. Let's just check out the other quarterbacks real quick, because that was very underwhelming. Donnell Arrington, seems to be QB2, has A under pressure, A short, B medium, A to C deep. 6'5", he's an improviser archetype, so maybe he can move a little bit with the archetype. Has great to elite throw power and solid to good speed. Well, here's the guy. Great to elite acceleration as well. Like, okay, here's the actual QB1. Donnell Arrington, A break sack as well. A under pressure, A on run, B medium. Yeah, if deep accuracy is above a C, then this guy might be insane. Looks very good. He's way better than Whittington up here. Luke Driscoll, another round 1 guy. Let's have good to great speed with good to great throw power as well, and great to elite strength for what that's worth. Great to elite change of direction. Scrambler archetype. I mean, maybe there's something here with this guy too. His B medium and B short, so you can expect deep accuracy to probably be a C. Only C under pressure though. I don't know. Luke Driscoll looks okay. And then Carl Ross, that's what I'm gonna look at for now. B to D deep, C medium, C to F short, A to C under pressure. Yeah, he looks pretty rough. Only good to great throw power, solid to good speed for a scrambler archetype. Yeah, that's not gonna cut. It does have a juke move though. We'll play him at tight end. I don't know why. He honestly might just be Taysom Hill. We'll look at this guy too. Why not? John Evans. Name a more quarterback name than John Evans. That's a pretty quarterback name. There was another round 1 guy, but I don't know. Donnell Arrington looking by far to be the best quarterback right now. But that being said, let's go ahead and check out some weekly awards while we're here. Baker Mayfield had a really good game. 21 of 23 for 200 yards and 5 touchdowns. Okay. Okay, Baker. And that's a damn good game. We, of course, did win that game in real life as well, so that's why you're like, oh, well, how did he have a good game? Well, that's one of the 2 games we won, so deal with it. I'm not going to do the breakout challenges. I got one for a... it was either a corner or a defensive lineman. No, it was a linebacker. It was a linebacker, and I also had one from the camp standout for Derek Brown, who he actually completed and would have gone up to superstar, but I decided not to do it because, well, he didn't really earn it, so... Yeah, he needs to earn it in games we actually play, in my mind, so... Yeah. Alright. We need to upgrade some players, and we need to make some trades, so we'll do the upgrades. Probably easier to do it from the roster page. Yeah, it's probably easier to do it from the lineup page. Just so we can go through and, you know, only really get the players we care about and make sure they get everything. Baker. I mean, probably just best to... We can make him a... We could try to make him a scheme fit. Might as well. He has 2. Alright, up to a 74 overall. Not bad. Got some decent upgrades in there. Should have read him off. Didn't. DJ Moore. One of the stars of our team. Certainly. Let's go into deep threat. Let's go into deep threat. Try to make his deep threat running a little bit better. It's the lowest of the 3, so let's do that. Let's do catching plus 2 deep threat plus 1 release. What a set of upgrades. Okay, dude. Okay. All right. Love to see that. That's a very good set of upgrades. LaVisca. Yeah, he's just not a route runner. We'll just keep him good at what he's good at then, I guess. Going to playmaker. +4 awareness, +4 catching? Oh my god. +1 catch in traffic, juke, short route, and spec catch. I was told they nerfed playmaker. Yeah, +4 catching. I disagree. That's insane. That's ridiculous. He definitely needed it too. All right, Chuba will just continue to go into what he's good at. Like I said earlier, he's not really going to develop ever as a power back. And yeah, +1 speed though. +1 speed and agility. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Moving on to offensive lineman. We'll just get Austin Corbett out of the way. We're just going to continue to go into what he's good at as well. Agile keeps him in scheme fit. His size overall anyway. Makes perfect sense there. And then Ikem Ekwonu. I think we're probably just going to go into pass blocking for his first couple of upgrades because, yeah, it's already playing down as well because we suck. So, yeah, I'm going to go into pass protector on him. I don't think it changed his overall. Maybe it did. Wasn't really paying attention. Either way, he's up to a 78 overall. And then moving over to Tommy Trimble. That's one for the offense. I like his deep route running to be better, but I don't know. I don't even think we'll get it. We'll try a vertical threat for one. I don't even think we're going to get anything, though. We did get +1. All right, I'll take +1 to it. Get +1 release as well, +1 catching. +1 catch of traffic. Nice. And then we'll just do possession to keep him in the scheme fit for the second one. Did he even go up in overall? Because I swear he was already a 71. Is it to 72? I guess he didn't go up with 1. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. Yeah, he wouldn't have gone up with 1 because yeah. Okay. Makes sense. A little bit unfortunate though. Then moving over to the defense. Brian Burns. Freak of nature. I want his block shedding to go up, but I also want to get him to a 90 overall because that's when you unlock edge threat. Maybe we go run stopper and hope it just boosts his overall because I really want edge threat, obviously, from when we start playing games, and you know we need 90 overall for that. But his block shedding is so low. Yeah, we went for block shed. It didn't raise his overall, but he did get +3 to it, so I'll take that. Also gets +1 to power moves and agility, which is nice. Yeah, his block shed is up to a 78. We'd like to get that into the 80s. Probably gonna spend his next 3 on the other one though. Derek Brown is hurt, by the way. He's only gonna miss this next game, and he'll be back. He did get the camp standout thing, so we got 10,000 XP and +5 to block shed already. So it's up to an 87. I think we just go into power moves there. I think we just go into the old power moves. Yeah, it's +1 to block shedding again, +1 power moves, strength, and tackle as well. Very good set of upgrades. Okay. JC Horn has one. Might be the last one we do then, based on how we know we have Jeremy Chin as well. I think if we just full on man-to-man for him, try to get him really, really good at man coverage. Already has good press, gets +3 to man there. Nice. You want the tackling to go up at some point, but you know, you don't really need to make tackles if you prevent people from making the catch. So he's up to a 78 man coverage, so that's pretty good. 83 press is ridiculous. He might be the best press man corner in the league here in a little bit. CJ Henderson does have one. We'll just go into slot for him. We want to really try to build him in that archetype if we're going to keep him around. +1 speed, +3 awareness, +2 man coverage. Okay. All right, game. The game is blessing me a little bit with some very good upgrades for my team, and I appreciate it. I really do. Does Brandon Smith have one? He does not. And then Jeremy Chin is going to be the last one we'll do for now. He's looking pretty good all around. 77 zone, I'd like to get that into the 80s. He already has +80+ hit power, so I think we'll just go into zone here. It's a scheme fit. It's what he's best at, so we'll just do that. Try to get that closer to 80. We get +1 to it, as well as tackle, awareness, and acceleration. All right, not bad. Not bad at all. Up to 75 tackle. And acceleration never hurt nobody. And for the last thing we do in this episode, after just letting the CPU take care of the rest of the upgrades, that is. Terrace Marshall will do, since he's right here. Terrace Marshall. Probably just deep threat. Yeah. Probably just deep threat for Terrace. Nice. +2 catching traffic, +4 release, +1 medium route running. I'll take the release. That's pretty good. I would let the CPU handle the rest of these. A lot of backups and bridge players and people we just don't really care about. All right. Let's make a trade. Okay, so we talked about it a little bit earlier, and if you want to scroll back and watch it, you can. But Shaq Thompson is a very good player. One of our best linebackers, easily our best linebacker on the roster right now. However, he's at the age of regression in Madden, and he is going to be making a ridiculous amount of money next year, and I don't want to pay that for a player who's only going to get worse. So let's trade him to a team in need of a linebacker, that being the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, in game, Willie Gay is a 71 overall. He's been very streaky in real life. He's had some pretty good games, but he's oftentimes just sort of disappeared. They have Nick Bolton, who is very good, and then, you know, they're pretty weak at the position. Otherwise, they're a team in title contention. 2 mid-round picks for a pretty damn good player. Seems like a pretty good deal to me, so we'll go ahead and make that trade. If it goes through, it does. So Shaq Thompson to Kansas City for 2 4th-round picks. Is that a little much? I don't know. I think it's fine. So I did it. Yep, there's the trade. Yeah, I don't hate it. Seems like pretty good value if they get a player that fills a role that they desperately need, and we get more draft capital. I'd love to see it. All right. Go ahead and bang out these last couple of press conference things. Dub secured, that was for the previous week against the Bills, so we get a little bit of XP, or the Bucks, excuse me, we get a little bit of XP from that. And I do believe we can just go ahead and simulate the final game that we will be simming for this first season, that being this game against the Falcons, which we will end up losing, obviously. And we're here, week 9, against the Cincinnati Bengals. We do have a new injury. Let's go ahead and, I guess, look at that, unfortunately. Who got hurt? Oops. Raheem Blackshear is out for 7 weeks with a dislocated ankle. Unfortunate. Third string running back, special teamer, gets some carries, return guy, but yeah, that's unfortunate. It sucks to see. Couple more upgrades we'll take care of, and that's pretty much gonna do it though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this first series. I'm in here for the long haul. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm very excited to, you know, really dive into this sort of thing. I've never really made a series like this on YouTube. If you don't know, I have a Pokemon channel, just another YouTube channel in general, where I have almost 1,200 subscribers. Go check that out if you want. But yeah, this is the first like long form type of series I'm going to be doing. So yeah, I'm very excited about it, and I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. This side of YouTube I've always wanted to dive into, and this is my opportunity. So I didn't even talk about Amari Barno, by the way. What a fucking athlete, dude. What a freak of nature. I just need to mold him to be more of a football player. And yeah, just maybe there's something here. He's definitely just a big time work in progress guy, but what a freaking maniac. All right. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it though. Oh, going for Aquanu, gonna go into pass protector again. He did not go up in overall, but hey, +1 all around the board for pass blocking attributes. You love to see it. CJ, damn, how many players got upgraded? Good God. Who took care of all this? I don't care about Rashard Higgins. Sorry, buddy. Want to do your tour? Scheme fit. I don't know why. I mean, hey, that's pretty good upgrades. But yeah, I already kind of did the outro, and now I'm just here doing more because so many players have upgrade points. It's ridiculous. I don't really want to re-outro the video, but some pretty good upgrades. +2 catching traffic for Tommy Trimble. Should have just done these next episode, but here we are. Derek Brown up to an 85 overall, by the way. My God. He got extremely overpowered because of that camp standout thing, but I'm not complaining. Maybe I should be complaining. Then we'll go into Power Rusher again. +1 hit power, +1 power boost, +1 tackle. Damn. And he could be superstar. He earned superstar in game, but I'm gonna make him earn it again. He wants it. And then, yeah, we'll take care of Brady Christensen, just keep him going into what he's good at, which is nothing. But he's up to a 71. He's not bad. If he were younger, there might be something there. Just making sure. All right, finally have all of these done. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the first episode, guys. I really appreciate you guys checking this out, and hopefully clicking subscribe, clicking like, leaving a comment, do all that sort of stuff. Let me know what you want to see from this series going forward. I'm probably gonna bulk record the rest of this first season, just because that's how I like to play the video game. And yeah, from there though, I don't know, it just depends on when I decide to do the off season and stuff like that. But yeah, gonna be a good time. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one. I just really need to end the video, and I'm gonna do it now. I can click stop recording. All right, bye.